Just to make it 28-3. Arthur Blank loving it. Up by 25. Toss to White. He's in! What a comeback!
And welcome back to another episode of the 28-3 podcast. We are one day removed from that road game, apparently, in the Superdome.
Yeah, too many Niners fans seen on TV. Obviously, you were there in person. Another week of close but no cigar. And, I guess this is a kind of a welcome to the rebuild moment where we're probably going to see a lot of that this year. But
I'm
like
fine with that, though, because we're competitive.
At least we're competitive. We would have we weren't before the season expecting the Niners not to have Kittle and Purdy, so we were expecting but we were expecting either one, like Niners or Cardinals first two games could easily be a 2-score loss for the Saints. They've, two games.
The Niners game, yeah. The Cardinals game, I thought it was going to be close all along. But
look, it's two games now where the team has had a chance to, drive for the win. Mm-hmm. Obviously, didn't work out on that 4th down fours at the end, the Niners game there. But you were there, Max. Was it as bad as everyone's saying it was with the Niners fans?
The takeover?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were taken over. When I tell you my section, man, I would guess 15% in the entire section were Saints fans.
Jeez.
It was absurd. Now, I will say this. All the Niners fans in our section were cool. Nobody was, getting out of line or getting too rowdy.
I saw because he tagged us on.
They were all very complimentary of the city and their vision and all that stuff.
Guy tagged us on Instagram. But you apparently were sitting next to some 49ers fan royalty.
Apparently.
He had the Niners NFL Fan of the Year tag on. You missed that part? He didn't brag about it to you?
If it's like the guy that was right behind me?
The guy that was wearing the contact with the Niners logo on it. That was like
he was
Eye
cool.
of the Niner or something like that.
The contact was freaky.
Says the guy who wears orange contacts to the game dressed up as Dark
because
Saint.
he tapped me on the shoulder and he's like, hey, man, can I see your eyes real quick? And I'm just kind of like, yeah, whatever. And I turn around, I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, that's something. So, you see that movie Last Action Hero?
It was like a game recognized game.
Last Action Hero?
Never heard of it.
No.
You've seen it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know the villain, how he has he always has like the one weird eye. Mm-hmm. It was kind of like that. I turned around and was just like, whoa.
Yeah. Oh.
But no, they were cool. Yeah, everybody.
I like to visit cities when we get a win as a Saints fan too. So.
No, they were cool before. Niners fans, they have the reputation. It's the it's just the gangbangers that take over the stadium.
I was going to say, when I went to Candlestick the year after we won the Super Bowl, they were rough. I mean, they were abrasive and
they were Philly fans.
They're fucking physical. I mean, they were like walked up to the stadium. My buddy Kaz Meatball, and he had his aunt and uncle there, and they were like literally like jumping up in her face, like men and women fan alike. Like she couldn't walk past them, and they were just like Niners, and it's like, dude, just let us get. It was like they were trying to pick a fight. It was like, come on, guys. Look, but good to hear that they weren't.
Yeah,
like
look,
that.
they were very respectful. They were having a good time. They were kicking our ass most of the game, even though the score was close. Nick and I have been to a bunch of road games together, and yes, it's the best feeling in the world when you go to an opposing team's stadium and your team wins. Yeah. So those guys were definitely. Although there was a fight breaking out in the club after the game.
In the club?
In the club.
Oh, my God.
I don't know what they call it.
They're not supposed to do that in the club. They're supposed to be refined individuals.
No. So I would, we're walking out and we always cut through the club area.
Yeah,
so,
you get the parking lot.
Yeah. So, I hit the bathroom real quick. I come out and there's these 250-something guys. One's a Saints fan, one's a Niners fan. They were in each other's faces, yelling like, meet me outside. We'll take it out right, and people are trying to separate them.
I'm sure they follow through on that.
Well, look, the cameras came out quick. Like everybody that was in there was just
correct.
like,
big shock.
Waiting for that viral moment.
The Gen Z fans are like, this is my chance.
Yeah, exactly. But that was the one, I guess, almost fight I saw.
Yeah.
But, it is what it is.
Well,
the NFL fan experience these days.
Almost fight kind of sounds like the outcome of this game.
Almost fight.
An almost win. I won't say the team didn't have fight, although
they had fight, man.
That first drive was the only guy that had fight on the field seemingly was Rattler and then maybe Kamara, because holy shit, that first drive was
Olave was fighting the ball.
hard to watch. Yeah, he was. But yeah, I mean, it's a tough one to square because it's like there's some really good moments in this one, but then there are like really, really awful moments. You know what I mean? We talked about it over text during the game, you know, who was, we'll get into the MVPs later, but I mean,
Pretty clear choice this week.
well, I mean, Rattler, y'all said Rattler.
Yeah, it's not a question.
I think I don't think it's like a no-brainer Rattler because I do think that the Olave could have turned around and catch the ball that's behind him, but Olave was so wide open. That's a miss on Rattler's part. And then I attribute the AK fumble to Rattler over AK because if he puts that ball in stride, he threw that ball so far behind him.
Maybe.
There's no maybe about it to me anyway. Like AK, if that was a regularly thrown ball,
let's officially dive into the offense. So go ahead and keep going.
I'm not going to say like Rattler played his ass off as a whole. So this is me a little bit nitpicking.
Well, you're the Rattler fan of the three of us. So.
I'm a Saints fan, Max, and I keep trying to tell you this. I don't buy into just one player.
Okay,
I'm gonna hear you out, and then.
But I think the two of the key plays were that Olave was a miss. You say, I mean, if he's going to be elite, yes, he should catch it. But the QB's got to. He had so much more room in front of him to throw that ball. I mean, it wasn't even close.
It's a very easy throw. Agree.
Yeah, so that's one. Could have changed the game, and then. The turnover to AK, I mean, the only reason he had the ball in that awkward position is because it was behind him. And it's in the flat. I mean, you got to throw that ball in front of him. It's an easy catch. We're not even talking about it today. You know, now, did AK, I have to look at it again to see, like, was AK trying to be AK and be nonchalant? Could he have gotten his other hand up to the ball instead of trying to, like, David Tyree pin it against his helmet? Maybe. So, but overall, I mean, besides those two plays, I do think Rattler played definitely his best game so far, but then the only other glaring issue really is, and it's a big one, is the offensive line because you know there's some guys on the line that are playing really well, and then the ones who stood out as liabilities, you know, you could argue they lost the game for us. So, you know, that's my spiel though on if I'm going to
let's hear the
nitpick Rattler.
I'm not going to put a fumble on Rattler. Not a perfect pass for sure, but a fumble's a fumble. Like if he had time to control it and I do think maybe I'm not saying he nonchalanted. I don't think that. I think he mishandled it a little bit.
Yeah, I mean sometimes AK does things in unorthodox
right.
way.
Oh no, I know exactly what you're talking about. I don't think that was one of those. I think he just didn't get it clean.
Yeah,
which I don't know, but he fumbled it. So the fumble's on him, but definitely not a perfect pass. And what I was going to say is, while I think Rattler's the MVP, it's still clear who our best player is, and it's AK.
Yeah,
and he was the best. He was the best. You take the fumble out, I might put him MVP.
That's
because
kind of where I'm at. Yeah,
but that fumble maybe cost us the whole game. Mm-hmm. You know, we're at the 30-yard line ish, right around. Right, that's a field goal minimum. And like you said. I blame the throw that Rattler more on the Olave play than I do on the AK play because AK did have it. But if Olave's what we gave up for Olave, that's a catch by so many players in the NFL. That is not an extremely difficult catch. That is not an easy catch. Mm-hmm. Almost every number 2 receiver in the league expects to catch that ball. This is not like the Juwan play at the end of the game last week. This is not like one of those. This is a ball slightly behind him. I get it. He's got to turn his shoulders. But that's a ball when you have that much space that a good receiver catches that ball, in my opinion. That's a high completion pass, even though it wasn't a great pass. And it's to your number 1 receiver. So
I don't think it's a high completion pass, but I get what you're saying about the receivers being able to catch it.
Then... You know, so and then to follow up that play, he drills the ball in on a crossing route again. It hits Olave in his forearm. I don't even know what that was.
I still can't figure that out. I mean,
so he definitely didn't get help in the first quarter, Rattler, and you got to give him a little bit of a bonus for that because I mean he was throwing it at Juwan's forehead and he couldn't catch the ball.
Mm-hmm. 2 drops in the first quarter.
The one thing I'll say is like there's very little explosiveness in it still. It's very, very safe everything, which I understand, and I'm not knocking that. But if we're going to be that safe in the passing game, I just prefer to see more running touches. And we did that in the second half. I think Kellen Moore pivoted because I was texting you at halftime. I don't know if it was on the group or just to Max. I said, I don't understand why we're coming out with all these passing attempts. Like, we haven't even seen whether we're able to run the ball. We were able to run the ball on them, no problem.
I did like the deep shot to Shaheed. I mean, obviously it worked, but at least keeping the Niners honest, like, hey, we'll do this. But to your point, that like there's a way to take your shot to keep them honest that like, hey, we still are willing to go deep.
I love that shot.
But then follow that up with some more running. And
you take that shot out of the game, he had 160 yards on the other 33 attempts.
Yeah.
This is not a real I don't want to say it's not real. If you have Drew Brees, he can run this offense to perfection and pick up all the third down. We got inside their 30 4 times out of 11 drives. Completing what did he complete this game? 75% or something?
73, I believe.
73. I don't know. It just
I think it's just a tell of where we are. You know, with the first year, if we're talking about the offense, you know, first year head coach, he's trying his damnedest, I think, to install everything that he wants to do. But I think it's clear that he's limited. You know, because I don't think Rattler is your guy that can run every single Kellen Moore play under the book. And maybe there's not that many of those guys, period. But what kind of boggles me, and again, I think Rattler had a great game. He did about as good as he could do at this point in his career, or close to it anyway, is that he throws some of the best deep outs I've ever seen. Not ever, but he throws really, really good deep out routes.
Like the one in the game last week?
Well, they went out of bounds.
I'm joking.
Oh, no. But I mean, he throws
it. His battleship. He was confused.
No, I'm trying to think of what. Oh, no, the one that ended it. No. That was a different situation. But if it's a normal situation, like he throws the ball before the guy breaks out of his route, which is like textbook, and it's there when the guy turns around.
It's one read. It's one read quarterback player.
But I mean, there's a lot of pros who like seemingly cannot figure that. But the thing that Rattler seems to still have trouble with is like he can throw these great deep outs, but then when a guy's on a crossing route, it's still, again, it was another week where the guys weren't able to catch it in stride and keep running, and it's just funny to me that, you know, so if he could fix that part, he'll add another weapon to his game, you know, because the Olave
his ball placement's not good,
and it's really like when guys are running laterally across the field, they're running towards sideline, he seems to be fine, but like with the Olave throw and miss, you know, it was like Olave was coming. It was deep, but he was coming across from left to right.
I mean, you know that
in the end zone.
In the NFL, that's a 95% touchdown in the league.
Right, and I say it was a miss just because he threw it behind him. If your vantage point behind center, looking at the end zone, he threw it behind him and to his left, where he would have had to turn around to his left, and to the right as you're looking downfield, like from Olave towards the goalpost. The safety was on the other side.
There was no one there.
Was washed out. It was totally clear. So he had the whole.
It's like, an awful throw.
Middle left quarter to throw it, and so it's like, why can't he hit those throws, but he can hit the deep? I don't know, but I think maybe he knows those limitations, and that goes to the conservatism of the play calling. But I think you do have to say, no matter what, there's growth there. I think the times that Rattler chose to run were good decisions to run, and then he showed some toughness on those runs, like kept fighting. Versus, you know, he wasn't just tucking and running it every single time. So that was nice. That was good to see. But
I think I think this game went very well for him, but I think it's the same. Meaning, this one went really well. We were 3 for 3 in the red zone. How often are you going to be 3 for 3 in the red zone?
Yeah,
that's hard to do, right? We did it today or yesterday, and we got to 21 points because we were 3 for 3 in the red zone. Like the consistent ball placement, the consistent drives, that's what's missing, right?
Yes, the little things, the details.
I don't think that changed a whole lot other than we were 3 for 3 in the red zone this time.
Yeah.
And we discussed it on the third drive. We needed 3 defensive penalties on third down to continue that drive. Yeah. So his 2 long touchdown drives were great drives, but we need more consistent, you know.
Yeah.
We lost time of possession barely, but we lost it again. And you're like, how did we lose time of possession completing 75% and running for 4.5 yards a carry, 30 carry? Like, how did we lose time of possession?
AK was 1 yard shy of 100.
99 yards,
He had 100 and he lost a yard in his last carry and lost it.
I didn't know
it was his 1,200 yard game and then he lost it.
Ah.
But like, so why I say it's the same, Rattler's 4th in the league in attempts right now. Why?
Yeah, that's too high.
If we know his limitations, why is he 4th in the league in attempts? He's 19th in yards. 4th in attempts, 19th in yards.
Yeah.
Why not just reel it in a little bit in the pass game and lean on the running back who is averaging 4.5 a carry through the first 2 games? We've been able to run the ball both games.
Yeah.
We chose not to in week 1. We chose not to in the first half this week, but we did in the second half, and that's when we put those 2 really long drives together. Again, one aided by penalties, but AK was running the ball very well.
Yeah.
Offensive line seems to be better in the run game than the pass game.
Yeah. That's for sure.
The penalties, again, big problem, right?
They were cut down, though.
We did cut down the pre-snap ones.
Yeah.
That's true, but
The Fawaga illegal man downfield was so infuriating. I saw him do that in the preseason, and it was so patently obvious.
Yeah.
Maybe they didn't call it, but I specifically remember.
where's he going?
He was like 5 yards down. It was a carbon copy. And I remember in the preseason thinking like, well, I hope they get that cleaned up. And then he does the same damn thing in the Niners game. I'm like, dude, what? And you can even see him if you watch the replay. He's like 5 yards down the field running like it's a screenplay. Like, I'm gonna get him. And then he sees the ball fly to his left, and then he like peels back.
Right.
Maybe they didn't see me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna defer to you two for the, I guess, actual commentary on how the plays looked on TV, because obviously being at the
It's harder
game,
to see, yeah.
I couldn't see shit other than just the results of the plays more than anything else. But talking about the pre-snap penalties, that got improved over week 1. The biggest thing I'm looking at this season is I just want to see how we looked in week 1. We need to look better in week 17 or 18, whatever the last week is. I know we play 17 games for the bye week. I guess they call it 18. But you need to see improvement from week to week. And, we saw a little bit of improvement. And we got to realize Kellen Moore is a rookie head coach. He's figuring it out. It's like when you get a new job. You get in there and you got to figure out the lay of the land, and you find out what you can do, what you can't do. Mm-hmm. So he's going to be figuring it out over the season. He's got a second-year quarterback who was a 5th-round pick last year. He obviously doesn't have full confidence in him, which, I mean, why would he at this point, based off of the what he put on tape last season? I just want to see improvement from week to week. I will give Rattler his credit. He has looked improved over last year. Last year, I mean, he was just a walking sack machine. He took so many sacks, it was ridiculous. This year, he doesn't have a turnover yet.
I've seen people try to, there's been a lot of like different positive adjectives to Rattler's game. I've seen good game, improved.
I'm going to tell you this.
Some have said great game, and I'm like,
no, not great game.
And so when I hear great, I'm like, if you're comparing it to some of his performances last year, comparatively, it's great. But in a vacuum, it was good. It was fine.
Yeah, and let me finish where I was going with this. So Rattler yesterday, he solidified a 10-year career as an NFL backup at bare minimum. What he has put on tape in the first couple weeks, he will be a solid backup quarterback in this league, at the least.
Yeah, he showed you he's got the
he'll
tools.
start a couple games here and there. He just has this look of like a Gardner Minshew, or even a Teddy Bridgewater type. Just someone, or maybe Tyrod Taylor or something like that's a better comparison.
I was going to say, he looks nothing like Gardner Minshew.
No. What I mean is he's not.
Yeah, I get
he's
you.
never going to be a viable starter, I don't think.
He can provide moments of excitement, but yeah.
I think Tyrod Taylor is probably the more accurate comparison, because Tyrod doesn't make any mistakes. He started a few games here and there.
Yeah.
But he's been in the NFL now for 10-plus years. But I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to go ahead, and as much as it pains me to say this, your hot take, I don't think it's far-fetched at all. I see a very clear scenario where Rattler starts all 17 games. Here's the other thing. I don't think the Saints are bad enough to get the first pick. Like watching the Panthers play, watching the Dolphins play, watching some of these other teams.
Dolphins played better this week.
They played better this week, but man, there were some bad teams in this league, and I don't think
one of the reasons
we're the worst one.
We're not bad enough to get the first pick is because we played the Panthers twice and the Dolphins once.
So those games might decide it.
Yeah.
Here's the other thing, though. Like, fans need to stop calling for the tank. Like, teams don't tank, first of all.
No.
Secondly, don't be calling for it, because I don't know if you want the first pick this year.
Careful
with
what
the way
you
the
wish for.
college quarterbacks have looked. None of these guys look like they should be worthy of the first pick.
Not yet. It's
Not
2
yet.
weeks.
I mean, obviously it's early. I think it's week 3 or 4 in
Three.
college.
Yeah, it's been 3 weeks.
I think the nuts bus is going to come around like by the end of the year. And then, the draft hype always elevates these guys. Like whatever you think they might be heading into like the playoffs of college, by the time the draft rolls around, the combine, the workout videos, the this and the Kuiperisms and all that stuff, it's like,
we'll know by the end of the season who the first rounders are. But here's the thing, though. Everyone always says next year's quarterback class is better.
I can't wait till the 2027 class.
Hey, that was the big thing last year. They're like, oh, this quarterback class is weak.
Yeah.
Next year's class, the 2025 class is going to be way better. The 2026 class is going to be way better. That 2026 class doesn't look as good because now Arch Manning looks fucking terrible.
I enjoy when
then Sellers needs another year.
See,
he doesn't look that great either.
It's highly
and
enjoyable.
Lagway's next year.
Klubnik
He's no
is
close.
terrible.
Klubnik's been bad.
Allor hasn't been great.
He hasn't been horrible, but he hasn't been great
They haven't
either.
played great teams
right,
either. So.
Exactly. Nuss looked great in one game, average in another one, and bad in another one. So it's the quarterback situation is rough. Even your guy at Oklahoma has been up and down.
The
been okay.
one guy, and I love when shit that I say ends up being somewhat correct or looking pretty good. Carson Beck.
No.
2
more picks, right? 2 more picks
2 more
this week?
picks, yeah.
Did he? All right. But
honestly, who's looked the best is that kid from Oregon. And he's the same class as Arch Manning.
I haven't watched him
he
at
was
all.
actually neck and neck with him as a top guy.
What's funny though is that
Dante Moore.
I feel like every week we can do a check back in on our turning into the prevailing.
I'm not worried about the first pick.
The prevailing question, first pick, do you go quarterback?
I don't think they would.
I've been roasted for saying no, but now it's looking like that might even if we had it.
I still think they would. If you're picking in the top 3, you need a really big reason.
The draft.
Not to take
Let's just say it was
even if it's not great,
WNBA style, where the draft happens almost during the season, or MLB, right? The draft is tomorrow.
I think they'd take a quarterback.
I don't think they would.
What helps your team more if the draft is tomorrow?
So you have a quarterback, you don't have a team. I think we've talked about this a ton.
Yeah, but I don't think that they think they don't have a quarterback. We're seeing. Okay, because
I don't even know.
It's been 2 weeks.
I think
but
that's
we've seen
elite. They just drafted Shuck.
No, I know that, but they're still
2
going to.
games ago.
They're still going to want to see Shuck, and I don't think we're going to see him this year.
I don't even know if I have an answer to this question, but who's the best player in college football right now? Because that's really the question you have to answer before you decide who you're going to take number. Look,
the best player isn't always the top pick.
Right, but you have to at least weigh that when you're weighing quarterback. Because, Abdul Carter, it's like, are we going to take quarterback or are we going to take Carter? Yeah, that's kind of a decision you have to, when a guy's that good, because everyone would say Carter was a better player than Cam Ward overall.
Yeah.
But you got to go Ward if you are quarterback needy team. So.
I'm going to correct myself. The best player in college football isn't eligible for this draft.
Oh, yeah, from Ohio State.
Yeah.
But anyway, this is a whole hypothetical that.
But are you doing that? You're taking a
possibly even
receiver? You're taking the. I mean, I just don't. Who will we take? We're going to go 3 straight years offensive linemen in the top 15?
No, I agree with you. You take the quarterback. I don't think they would right now.
That's it. But, I mean, the point is right now, it's just, look, we're bringing it back to task at hand. I think we're just in a rebuild. We're in a rebuild. It's hard to even I have to say it. We're in it.
It's fine.
Look,
it's fine.
These
two games have been more enjoyable than any games other than weeks 1 and 2 of last year. These 2 games, both losses,
the other way
have
to
been
say
more
it is
enjoyable than in-game last
we're
year.
not good.
We're not good. No, we are not good.
That's what rebuild means. We're not very good.
And it's tough when you see the guys who are supposed to be veteran, actual quality players in your team let you down, like the Olaves, and I mean we expect it from Juwan at this point, but Ruiz getting killed in pass block, AK fumbling, it's like, wait, if y'all could just have an average game with the game that Rattler just had, that would have been an easy win, and then
gotta throw Groupie in there.
God, yeah, you have to. Thank you for that, because you have to. But that brings me to the next point of I've seen some people saying it doesn't look like this coaching staff has a handle on this team. It's like, let's just stop with that for now.
That's
okay,
just a stupid take.
It's 2 games in, first year staff. Now the only thing you could maybe look at, you can't make any conclusions yet on either offense or defense, but I do want to see the progression of Staley's defense, because it did seem like Shanahan was picking apart anytime we went into zone. They found the soft spots immediately, the pass, the crossing route to Juwan.
Well, hold on. Let's
Jennings.
finish up offense before we dive into defense. Do you have any other offensive thoughts?
No, I mean, I just want to see more consistency. Rattler can, I think he showed growth. He didn't. He still has no interceptions through 2 games. That's great.
I was going to say the one thing, even from last year, that he didn't do is turn it over a lot. He's conservative with the ball, but like you can see the conservatism in 4th and attempts, 19th in yards. Yeah. Everything is conservative, and I don't disagree with that. But if I'm going to be conservative, I want the ball in AK's hands more, and less in his hands.
More involved
right?
too.
Like again, Kendre with what 3 carries, 4 carries? What did he have? Like, let's become the run team that you just ran in Philly because you're running the same style offense that is last year. It's all conservative. Keep it close to the best. Keep the game close. Yeah. Let's use the run game, which is a better group of players.
You're opening enough holes. Like, you don't have Saquon, but you're opening enough lanes. Like, if AK can find the space with his vision, let Kendrick come as a compliment. And the only other thing on Rattler is, like, come on, like, it's baby steps at this point in his career. I think we're so impatient as fans these days. Everyone's just expecting a turnaround. Like, I think there were actual fans this week thinking, like, all right, you got game 1 under your belt. Now fix all your mistakes and look like an actual starter week 2. It's not a reality. It's baby steps. As long as there's some growth, not regression. And also, success isn't linear. So he might take a step back at some point during the year. But
probably this weekend, next week.
Yeah. I mean, but just keep moving forward. It's going to happen.
Yeah, the only other offensive thoughts I had, Cesar Ruiz, I mean, they've got to
put in Simpkins.
Put Simpkins in. No, I have that written down. Put Simpkins in. We know what we have with Ruiz. He's a liability at this point.
Yeah, cut bait.
Juwan is
can't not play him there.
He's terrible, but he's going to have a good year.
Right.
Like, he's going to have a career high in yardage and catches and probably touchdowns if he plays the whole season. I can't imagine what a good tight end. We talked about this before we pressed record. I can't imagine what a good tight end would do in this offense. And hopefully one day we can get our hands on somebody like a Bowers or a Tyler Warren or somebody like that.
Or if you want to try to imagine it, Dallas Goedert.
Yeah, but that was only one season. Like, I know what you mean, I could just see somebody being featured and having like 1,000, 1,100 yards, something like that.
Sure.
Just getting touches like crazy. But
the
only other thing was, like, I think we might be sellers at the trade deadline. You can see that Moore he's going out of his way to revamp the wide receiver room.
Yeah.
So you think?
I feel like breadcrumbs are getting dropped. Like, we traded for Vele, the 4th and the 7th. You just you picked up the dude from Tampa. Palmer.
And Jalen Polk.
Yeah, and then Jalen Polk this week in a trade. The guy's on IR, so this is obviously a move for 2026. That's 3 players that 2 of which have actually put some film on tape. And it's
not a ton.
Not a ton, but like we know Trey Palmer has talent. And we've seen him play a little bit.
But none of those guys even have 1,000 career receiving yards. So, like, it's still to be determined.
Absolutely. But you're also looking at a combined, one of them's a second-year player, 2 of them are second-year players, and one's a third-year player.
They're not your WR1 replacement, but they're something.
The floor of the room is gone up. These guys they're probably going to be better than Mason Tipton is, Cedric Wilson, those guys. I don't know. It just feels like the wide receiver room's getting loaded up. I could see Olave being a surprise trade at the deadline or maybe next offseason.
I think if there's anything I've seen, and obviously, Lou Miss is still the general manager, but with Kellen Moore at the helm, I'm seeing more moves that are like insurance policy based than we saw under Dennis Allen. I mean, like there's a concerted effort to continue to pick guys up that can provide quality depth, not just replacement parts. I think under Dennis Allen, it was like they waited till the dam actually had a hole in it to plug it up, and they would just plug it up with like any old guy off the street.
There's more anticipation here.
Yeah, I think like the guys we've brought in for depth, you looked at the thing we shored up first in the offseason, at least it seemed to me, was the O-line. We brought in like guys who have started games before, and like Radens, he's had to play right away.
Does a 5th-year option transfer if you haven't executed the 5th-year option?
Yes.
It still does.
They can still pick it up.
Okay.
So,
but it has been executed anyway. So
for Polk, I'm talking about.
Oh, you're talking about Polk. I thought you were talking about
in a trade. If you trade in like year 2,
you still have access
to
the 5th-year option. Yes.
Okay. He was first or second round?
He was a second-round pick.
Oh, he was second. Yeah. Okay, I thought he was late first.
No,
I think he was second. But yeah, I think what we saw more, and Loomis, whoever it is, doing with the O-line, you're seeing that start to happen now with wide receivers.
That's right. They traded away the pick that picked McConkey, and they picked Polk right after McConkey. That's what happened. Oops.
That worked out well.
Yeah, oopsie.
That's brutal.
I think it was like 34 and 37 or something. San Diego traded up 3 spots and took McConkey, and they took Polk there.
Well, look, just to put a bow on the offense, I like what they're doing, whether it's Moore or Loomis. It's just, okay, we will probably have more of a need at this spot. Next year, let's go ahead and trade for somebody. Everyone was freaking out about the trade for a guy on IR.
No,
you traded
nothing. That's totally fine pick.
Nothing.
You gave up an NBA pick.
It is a speculatory pick, and you traded nothing.
You
gave up a 6. You got back a 7th and a second-round pick from last year.
That trade is far better than the Vele trade to me.
Far better. Far better.
2 trades in a row now. We've traded a pick beyond next year's drafts. I think Loomis and Joe Dumars are having more coffee together or something. That's like NBA style shit right there.
Polk's talent is far greater than a 6-round pick, so that one doesn't bother me. Who cares? It's
a good trade.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah. If it misses, who cares? If it hits, great.
Oh, look, it's great because he gets to do his recovery at the Oshner facility, which is
so he'll never be back. He'll never play it down for the Des Bryant all over again.
All right, let's slide over to defense. What you got?
Few things. The main thing I was worried about, and I think y'all both agreed, the first thing I brought up in our before our season preview was the secondary. Secondary is a big problem. Yadam as a number 2 is a problem. That's why we kept talking about signing Asante Samuel Jr.
Still could happen.
Still could. I don't know if we want to do that and sacrifice that money right now, but
probably have some 2029 picks left for him.
Yeah. Well, he's free agent, right? He's just sitting there.
That's right. Yeah.
So it's a huge problem. The defensive line played well. DeMario and Werner played well, and the secondary got abused by 2 good receivers.
Werner's getting roasted online for, I guess.
Why?
I didn't even see it. Apparently, there was a play that he missed.
He had 2 really. Warner was a liability in coverage at the end of the game.
They blamed him for the touchdown where he kind of looked outside.
He stopped dropping into his zone.
Yeah, I hear you.
That was a bad play by Warner.
Full disclosure, I have no idea of the play everyone's talking about. I didn't see it. I was at the game.
Juwan Jennings touchdown.
Didn't see it.
It was a zone, and Juwan just, he made it easier on Mac Jones. Look, could Jennings still have caught it even if Warner dropped all the way back?
I think that's a touchdown regardless. When I watched the play, everyone's talking about it because they brought it up on the commentary. Daryl Johnson started talking about it. I get it. He did not play it perfectly on the play. He was not the problem with the secondary. Okay.
No, Warner was not the problem.
Alante watched Christian McCaffrey running out right by him with his eyes in the backfield for a touchdown.
Yeah. And Warner also got beat. He got beat in. It was 2 plays in a row. He got beat in man, and then he got beat in the zone. But that's more on is that the right defensive play call than Pete?
The only reason I bring that back is because I've seen it all over.
It's because Daryl Johnson went into it on the broadcast and did a whole thing on what he could have done, and he even said, he goes, "That's like a split second decision."
Yeah.
And
not to. I know Max usually calls bullshit when I say this, but I was actually thinking it before Johnson said it.
I believe you, but it wasn't egregious either. That to me, that's probably a touchdown regardless because it was that open.
I haven't seen the play.
Would the throw been more difficult? Yes, I agree. I still think he scores. Maybe he doesn't. But Yadam got destroyed yesterday.
I forgot Pete's his guy.
I know,
and I'm going to tread lightly.
He played pretty well, did he not?
No, I'm ready to tread all over Warner after that shit, man. I was so pissed. I was like, "What the fuck, Pete?" And the only reason I can't knock him for the whole game is because he came up and had great tackles. He
batted the ball away on 3rd down when he was in coverage.
He still did shit that Warner does well, but it's just on the game-winning drive, he got killed.
I'm just saying, if we're going to blame the linebackers or the defensive line in any context for what happened in that game against Mac Jones, we're just being delusional. The secondary was unacceptable across the board. It was
I'm not blaming the whole game on the linebackers, but I do think on those 2 particular plays, Warner fucked up.
You're picking 2 plays out of about 30 bad ones by the secondary.
That's exactly what I said. I said on those 2 plays, I'm not blaming him for the game. I'm saying, but on those 2 plays, he fucked up. That's it.
The problem, why we got beat, is the secondary, period.
Yeah.
Okay, we can point out DeMario missed a thing. Warner missed a zone drop. The secondary could not cover.
Yeah.
The ball, most of the things that were incomplete were missed throws. The high one to Jennings, that was just barely too high.
We got lucky on a few.
They were awful. I will say we didn't get to see Kool-Aid too much because Yadam was too busy giving up 200 yards. I don't even know what his numbers were. It was so bad.
Yeah.
Defensive line, really good. No long run plays. Didn't give up. I don't think we gave up a carry over 10 yards. Held the run under 4 yards a carry, I believe. Christian McCaffrey, only 50 yards. I think he averaged right around 4 a carry. No explosive plays.
4.2.
4.2. How many yards?
55.
55?
Yeah.
What was the total rushing?
Their total rushing was 77.
On how many carries?
26. So they averaged 3.
3.
That's great for.
That's great.
It's Shanahan.
Fantastic.
Offense. Yeah.
Right. So defensive line did their job there. They got pressure. I think it was 3 sacks. They hit Mack a bunch. I think Granderson had 3 hits by himself. He had 2 sacks. They could have credited Brzee with a sack, but I guess they called the fumble.
I think he got away.
He got away on one of them. That was his pressure. But then there was the one Mac Jones fumbled and had to jump on it, and Brzee jumped on top of him. They didn't call it a sack. They called it just a fumble. I don't know what. Yeah. Maybe they called it a running play. Loss of.
Yeah.
So to me, they did their job. DeMario played pretty damn good. Got a fumble recovery on the rump sack.
That was one of those like earned fumble recoveries where like it didn't bounce right to him. He had to like seek it out and jumped on it.
Defensive line forced a turnover. I mean, you have to be very pleased with the defensive line so far, other than the one long Benson run last week. Yeah. And then I think you've got to be pretty pleased with the linebacker play so far. I think the secondary is a big issue. Last week it wasn't, but
I'm ready to put Stutson in for Warner.
That was the talk. That's all day.
It's too early for that, but so that's why I think I go to like, again, we still got to give a longer leash at this. It's 2 games in, so we can't say like the coaching is a problem. But you do wonder when you see a guy who's usually pretty good. Warner's not perfect, but when you see a guy like making an obvious mistake like that, you're kind of like, all right, what's the defensive coaching in this situation? Like, what's the defensive play call? And you wonder about Staley's defense translating to the guys that are on the team. So because the zone was. Whenever we were in zone, they just fucking Mac Jones picked it apart. Man on man wasn't, to your credit, Nick, like on the outsides wasn't a whole lot better.
I think he just kept trying stuff because we weren't stopping it.
Yeah.
It felt like every third down the 49ers got to, they converted.
Thirds and longs, too. It's like somebody tweeted out, like, I feel better if feel much better on a 3rd and 2 than a 3rd and 14. Like, you may as well kneel on it if you're the other team just to set up a 3rd and long.
Like it is like when you're in the stadium, 3rd down. That's when you really stand up.
You got to really be plugged in when you're there to get a sense of the situational.
Oh, absolutely. That's why I was telling both of you. I'll defer to y'all on that.
Yeah.
I couldn't. I mean, but there are certain plays you see, like the Olave, the miss on the first drive where it should have been a touchdown. That happened right in front of me, so I saw that clear as day.
I think defensively, it's
defensively you miss a lot.
Look, I mean, it's 2 games where did you give up over 20? Yeah, but did you give up over 30? No. So it's kind of it's in between, but it's Staley got matched up against a good OC in Shanahan, and you just got to not wonder. It just seems like. You like the look. I like the look of his scheme. I do like the look of a 3-4 compared to the 4-3. I've warmed up a lot to Granderson coming off the edge. Even Cam looks good coming out of the wide.
Granderson's been amazing.
Yeah. And DeMario looks like he's playing more free somehow, which is crazy. He's just ageless. And but you wonder how the personnel is picking up the defense. Is it complicated? Are they still learning the fine details of it? And that I think that has to be the case. We'll find out because I don't think Kool-Aid's a bad player. I think Kool-Aid's got a lot of talent, and he's came up from good coaching. He's got great pedigree. He's coached by Saban, so the guy knows how to play. You just wonder if the Staley system is translating to the guys we have.
I just wonder how good he is because traditionally a lot of times the Nick Saban corners come out and they're kind of maxed out. You know what I mean? Like
burned out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Dave.
I mean, burnout could be a real factor coming out. But I mean, you see, but Saban coach linebackers usually are awesome. Maybe that's just because it's like see-ball, hit-ball.
But he's a secondary coach by trade, so he can make them look better than they are. Maybe
that's what I'm saying. Like he extracts every ounce of production out of them, and sometimes they look better than they actually are. They're not getting Saban level coaching right now.
I'm going to say this about the defense. This defense at the end of last year was awful.
Yeah.
We didn't add a ton, and they are way better. They are middle of the pack defense right now. Through 2 weeks, they've been middle of the pack type of defense. They needed a stop at the end of the game to get us the ball back. They got us the stop. They stopped the run all day against what we thought would be a big problem for us. They were able to stop the run for the most part.
Yeah.
I think they're doing some good and some bad. I don't think they're an overly talented defense. I think they have some good players that we're hoping elevate, like Kool-Aid, like Brazee, like, I will say, Granderson, this is the best I've ever seen him play. It reminds me of the first few games. Was that 2 seasons ago? Right before he got the contract, when he came out and he was ball. He's playing out of his mind. Mm-hmm. What's he got? 3.5 sacks already?
Yeah.
He hit the QB 3 times. He had 3 more tackles for loss other than the sacks.
He had 7 tackles.
Yeah. He's been incredible. And Cam looks better. He didn't do a whole lot this game, but he's definitely looked better.
Yeah.
We haven't seen Chase Young yet. I'm not on Staley too much yet. Like I feel like we look like we're improved.
It's hard to be.
Yeah.
One guy who I noticed stood out yesterday more than the first game was Justin Reed. He was all over the place, and he
was getting frustrated with people too, like
because they were clearly missing their assignments in front of him.
Yeah.
And he had to
he was on him a couple times.
A lot of his tackles were like cleanup duty.
Yeah.
But when he cleans up, he hits the shit out of people, which is awesome to see. And so I like seeing that.
So
at
looking
least more
at
in the Cardinals game,
we're allowing 310 yards a game in the first 2 games. That's an improvement, dude. That's better defensive play than we had last year.
Yeah.
So I'm willing to, and you were the one who was most optimistic about the defense before.
No, I mean I felt it was going to be better too. It couldn't be worse.
And so I see positive signs there. The offense looks very clunky. I just
to be expected.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like they're learning how to drop a stick shift.
Look, Granderson has 3.5 sacks. Brazee,
he doesn't have any, does he?
I think he's got 1, right?
Did he get one last week? He should have had one this week.
No, he doesn't. Damn it.
No.
But Cam has 1.5. Granderson has 3.5.
Yeah.
We had 3 sacks this game. Is that right, Corey?
Yeah, because Rumpf had the sack.
Yeah, sack fumble out of Rumpf. The defensive line, I mean, with no Chase Young, been pretty good.
There was a couple points in the game where they were able to run it on us pretty handily, but so I'm surprised. But look, we still kept them to 77 overall. So I think
their longest run was 10 yards, and there was only one of them.
And and the guy running it's McCaffrey, right? So like he's gonna like
not a big shot.
He'll take a small hole, and I better be careful with what I say next.
Look,
but
not to steal back to offense, but I'm looking at the receiving stats through 2 games. One player has over 10 yards a catch.
Right,
and
it's Cooks.
Everything is just dink and dunk. There's nothing.
Right.
God,
so
that's crazy.
Awful.
And the only problem with that, it's not bad with the quarterback, but you need to be perfect if that's how you're going to move down the field.
You got to be late career Breeze.
You've got to pick up every 3rd and 3, and that's hard to do 4 times in a row on a drive. It's just hard to do.
Yep.
So Rattler is QB rating of 90.7, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. He's
up to 65% after that game.
He had a 118 quarterback rating this game. He had a good game.
You know what's wild? If you look at the second-year quarterbacks.
Yeah, he's like 4th.
No, like if you just look at the eye test.
Yeah, oh yeah.
These guys look bad. Like J.J. McCarthy, with the exception of 1 quarter, has looked like a fucking dumpster fire.
I think
Caleb Williams does not.
Caleb's
look
a
good.
I think it was Ralph.
Bo Nix has looked terrible.
I think it was Ralph that tweeted it. He's like, there's people starting to have the conversation on, who's better draft pick out of his class between Rattler, Penix, and Nix, and considering that he's a 5th round pick, that's a win. He's like, I'll take that win.
Yeah, that is even a debate is a win.
Yeah.
I mean, even Penix, he wasn't good last night, but he didn't need to be.
Caleb looks fucking lost.
Caleb's lost 10 in a row, I think. 10 or 11 in a row. Like, at some point, it's Caleb.
How about Ben Johnson getting railroaded by his former team? They put it on him.
One of the ESPN guys, when they were making their preseason picks, did pick the Lions to miss the playoffs. Everyone's like, whoa, are you serious? And he's like, look, they just lost 2 of the best coordinators in the league. You have to think that matters. Like, if that position matters.
They still have the players. Weird, huh?
Right.
Do we have any more thoughts on defense?
Look, it's similar to the offense. Like, some really good moments.
It's a work in progress.
Exactly. So that's what this year is going to be. It's not,
I should probably chime in with some thoughts on it. I think y'all did all the talking there. But Granderson has been the MVP on defense so far. He's just been incredible. 3.5 sacks. It's a fantastic start.
Playing with his head on fire.
Yeah, he is. I hate that Broughton, the third-round pick.
Yeah.
It looks like he's going to be out for the season. We don't have a definitive timeline yet, but it's a
Do
hip
you
injury.
think this means more time for your Boyd?
Who?
Your Boyd. Christian Boyd.
Who's my boy?
Your Boyd.
Oh, Boyd? Wow.
Just did that.
I hope so. Boyd's more of a true nose tackle.
Yeah.
And Broughton was
got
more
some-
of a...
Got a little
I
bit
think
of wiggle
Broughton was
to him.
more that get to the outside kind of guy like Brzee, but I'd love to see more Boyd. You know, he's to me, he's your primary backup to Godshaw.
Yeah.
But everything Nick said about the secondary, I agree with. You know,
Yeah.
the fact that Yadam has been as bad as he is, and they're still giving him snaps. Like he's kind of the Cesar Ruiz of the defense, and you know he has playing time incentives to where if he hits a certain threshold of playing time, he is going to cost us a 4th-round comp pick. So at some point, get Quincy Riley in the game, let him play, let him take his lumps because he can't be worse
But did they even
than Yadam.
publish those numbers? Like, is that even public information? What that amount of playing time
One of those
is?
moving
Somebody,
target formulas.
Because it's always a mystery at the end of the season.
Because
Of
this
what,
isn't
The comp
average.
picks are a mystery because that
Right.
I don't think anybody knows that.
Because it's like that. I wonder if that threshold snap count's like an average of everyone at the position.
It might be,
which could be a moving
But we just
target.
know that there's a certain threshold, so don't play him if
Yeah.
you don't have to. I guess is the takeaway there. He looks terrible.
Week 1, he was okay because they killed Kool-Aid and they didn't throw a lot. But he got, I mean, it
He's
couldn't have been a
terrible.
worse game.
You can tell who they're targeting when you just look at like the stat sheet. I mean, Yadam had 7 tackles and Kool-Aid had 1.
Yeah.
Like,
It was all Yada. I'm telling you, he got
Yeah.
killed. He got killed.
you know, it's not that Kool-Aid missed that many tackles. It's that the ball was being thrown to the other side.
Yeah, it's funny. Like I couldn't see, Werner having his bad play or two, whatever it was, but I could see Yadam having his bad plays. That was
Yeah.
clear as day.
The other thing I'd say is I felt Banks looked really good.
He did.
Yeah.
Then you check the stat line, and Bosa still had 9 tackles, a sack, a QB hit, and a pass neck. You're like, Jesus
Bosa's
Christ.
always going to Bosa, but
Why can't we get one of that type of dude? I mean, except for like,
Well, you got to hit on him. We keep missing on him. We gave up
Yeah.
enough to go get that guy in Marcus Davenport, and
it looked like he wasn't doing anything.
Between-
and he had 9 freaking tackles from the defensive
the
end.
picks we gave
one
up
of
for
the best.
Davenport and then the pick for Turner, we could have like 2 Bosas.
the Turner pick, no, because that was a late first round.
What we gave up for Olave.
Even then, that wasn't getting you up into the top 5.
Could have had 2 Bosas.
What was Bosa? Was the second pick?
Second pick.
Yeah.
We haven't come close to the second pick, and this year was the closest we've come.
Don't hate.
I am going to.
I mean, to be fair, he wasn't. He was an Abdul Carter type of prospect.
And he's that good. He is that good.
he was honestly a better prospect than Abdul Carter.
Yeah, he's bigger.
He's bigger, exactly.
Well,
Any thoughts on the special teams? Being a just
preseason MVP strikes again.
God, man.
I can't believe he missed from that. I mean, I thought it was closer than 40 because at the beginning of the game, I was at my mom's and the girls was like ride bikes and shit, so I was watching on my phone. But y'all were keeping me afloat with texts. Like I'm literally pulling down the street to drop the kids up, or like get up at my mom's house, and
No.
it was he hadn't even lined up because it's on my phone. He hadn't even lined up yet. Game's playing through the Bluetooth, and I get a text alert that says, "God damn it, groupie!" It's like shit.
I've heard this story before.
I was like, first we missed the pass, then we missed the field goal. That's awesome. What's wrong, Daddy? Oh, nothing.
Yeah.
Such as life with young kids and the Saints.
Man, I'll say this. My only thoughts on the special teams were it was good to see Thomas Morstead in the Superdome.
Old friend.
We had to talk to him a little
What's
bit
up,
before
old
the
friend?
game. He had when I tell you a entourage with him,
Yeah,
probably like 30 people deep.
security guards.
No. It's just family. They were all
I believe
there,
it. I believe
and,
it. Yeah, I mean he.
We had a sign we were holding up, and the family all saw it, so they were taking pictures. And
Yeah, something must be up with him and Loomis for us to not bring him back.
there's got to be, dude. It makes no sense. He
Right?
can't be making
Right,
more
he's
than
good.
minimum
He's a
the
good
last couple
punter.
of years.
He's still good.
He's
still
good.
good.
Like you can't tell me I mean, look, I think we did a good job keeping on Kai Kruger, and he's had some great punts, but
he's actually
he's really good.
Been really good.
and he's younger, whatever.
Yeah.
But like, come on, man.
Morstead was apparently like a mentor figure to him. They
really?
posted pictures, I guess, when Kai was in high school, and they were like, lots.
I feel like
more things changed, more stay the same.
The
all that
punters,
stuff.
He's been really good, so I can't knock it. But I agree. Why not just bring him back this year?
He can't be making more than a minimum.
Yeah.
something's up.
Something's got to be.
So it looks like we're 21st in offense per yardage and 16th in defense so far through 2 games.
That's honestly what I expected.
That's what it looks like.
I thought the defense was going to be in the teens.
Look,
you were higher on them than any of us, but I thought they were going to be in the teens. I remember you asking them, well, like, what tells you that? It's like, well, I don't know. I just a feeling. I
can't believe they're not.
Quantify.
But that's why I think you got to give Staley a little credit. Like the people bailing, saying he's messing up. It's like, remember where it was at when he took over. You got it. It doesn't happen overnight usually.
I don't expect a whole lot out of. I mean, you can't flip through the Twitters or whatever source where fans, including us, have the opportunity to speak their mind and not see people with just the worst takes. And so at this point, the takes on the coaching, it's like, like, I don't know if these players are buying into Kellen Moore's program. It's like, what the fuck? It's been 2 weeks. I mean, good Lord.
Welcome to social media.
I mean, I know it's going to be there. It's, it's like, I know what I'm getting into when I get on that shit, but.
So to wrap up the picks and the MVPs, I think we were unanimous in that Rattler was the MVP.
Yeah. Granderson.
Closer for me because of AK, but...
If AK doesn't fumble, I would have made a case for AK. Yeah. But
I mean, I could ceremoniously give the vote to AK and y'all could still go with Rattler, so it's fine.
And then Granderson, I think, was unanimous as well.
Yes.
Playing out of his mind. I had the only one to have the Niners.
And you had Granderson.
And I had Granderson. So
you get 2 more points to add your season tally up to 3. Corey and I are still sitting on goose eggs. I mean, familiar territory for Corey, but not for me.
I could filibuster on DeMario, but I do enough of that already.
No,
so.
You can't. No, I mean,
that game was just too good by Granderson.
Was just too good.
But because Granderson, I looked at the stats and I'm like, all right, so DeMario had 4 more tackles, and this is if I want my MVP to hit. Okay, but because I love seeing Granderson. I love seeing Granderson do well. But
you're not selling it.
I know, because I can't sell it. Like you said, I know I can't, because Granderson had a lot of shit that showed up that was not in the stat sheet. I mean, like, he flushed Mac Jones out several times where, he didn't get a tackle, he didn't get a sack, but he disrupted the play. That was happening a lot.
Yes.
So, kudos to him.
Well, let's talk about the most important part, Corey's locks. Give us a play-by-play recap of how that went.
Not well. Considering
he had a chance, though, with a minute on the clock, he still had a chance.
You've been close both weeks.
This is 2 weeks. I mean, I think Bruce in our Discord said it best. It's like, it's not that they're bad picks; they just don't hit till a week later. So
I think that's the same.
So next week, Saints money line at Seattle, then, huh?
Well, I think what we have to start doing for those who want to be truly fearless is they can have the option of making my locks cumulative. All right, so if you had bet the 3-way, but the under wouldn't have hit in this game. I think the under was 40.
It went over. Yeah.
So if this week you would have bet the Saints money line and in a separate bet the last week's lock, you had a better chance of getting.
You still wouldn't have hit though.
Last week's lock missed too.
Yeah, Kamara didn't.
He didn't get the 5 catches.
Didn't get the 5.
You just make them progressive either way. Tomato.
And you didn't hit the under. 42.5.
Then separate them out.
So you can win 1 out of 4.
To each his own.
So the pressure is mounting. So your tally right now.
I think we might have to call a special press conference next for the preview episode.
We can do that. I have questions.
Yeah. So the media might have questions. I keep getting.
Who are we sponsored by again?
Norton Leatherman Spine Center of Louisville, Kentucky.
Okay, so you have
Norton Leatherman needs a win there, Corey. They need a win.
You have cost them $100 so far.
Well, they sponsored us.
So you've cost us $100.
This just proves you're a fan of ALS. That's what it's just proving. You refuse to donate money to Gleason.
Look, I'm trying, man. I'm trying to donate money. It just might be, and this is a crazy idea, it just might be that this is a really difficult team to bet on right now. It just might be. I don't know. It's not a very predictable team. Call me crazy.
Those locks aren't participation trophies. You got to earn them, sir.
Yeah, I know that. God, I think it's my first rodeo. Just because I have the same record in locks as Spencer Rattler does as QB doesn't mean that I don't know what the task is.
No, you have a win. You have a win.
I'm taking half credit for that one, though.
Yeah.
You got Kendra
at
one time.
I haven't bought that other lock yet.
Yeah, no. So I technically need 2.
You know what though? There were
but I think there's I'm gonna have to keep going lower hanging fruit. Like, I know you like your spice in your soup, but like,
no, that was a very good bet. I mean,
I think I'm gonna have to go with like Kendra Miller gets a carry next week. You know, like
to win $1. I mean,
her receptions. I'm gonna go alt bet receptions. Olave 1, and he's still and that might like
that'll be the game he gets hurt.
Yeah.
Or he gets traded. Right
but the
before.
odds of that are minus 1,000.
So
Hold on.
you'll win.
Whoa. This is a good point.
Look, baby steps.
What is the minimum? What are the? We have to set a threshold of the odds.
Does it have to have plus?
No.
Okay. Well,
No.
that's a
feel
horse.
like
I think
it's
under
double.
minus 200 is a fair bet.
That won't be spicy at all.
Yeah, man, that's a little too low hanging.
That's like some bland potato salad. To
I mean,
Corey
this
Daniel.
isn't
That's like Camara.
this isn't
15
Corey's
carries.
long shots. This is Corey's locks.
It's true. That's what
I think it has to be like a bet.
Thank you, Nick. That's going to
Like-
help me out a lot.
Like, I don't want him betting alternate receptions of 2 for Olave.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
minus 700. But Olave over 5.5 catches would be a reasonable bet for a lock, right?
Like, because
Over 5.5, yes, but I bet you almost get plus odds on that one.
Well, whatever his over total is, whatever his total is for the game, 4.5,
or we just
5.5,
change the name
6.
of the segment to Corey's Locks combination 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
What?
It's like very unlockable.
No, we do need parameters, but I don't. I think it needs to be. It can't be fucking plus.
minus 200. Maybe minus.
I'm sorry, minus.
Minus 100.
A normal bet's minus 110, right?
Like
a
if
basic bet is minus
If
110.
you bet the
'cause of
spread,
V.
it's minus 110.
Right.
Yeah.
So maybe that's the
I think that's a
Is
little
that the
more
threshold?
fair than-
Okay.
yeah.
Minus 200.
But like in the Jets game, if you wanted to bet Saints money line when we were a minus 2, the money line would be like minus 165.
That'd have been funny if I came through Jets weekend and be like, I've already put the bet down. Your lock.
I got it at plus odds.
Your lock is to go back in time.
So look, just for argument's sake, I'm looking at the so Tampa and the Bucks. I think they're kicking off. They're already in the second quarter. Jesus Christ, I forgot about that. Well, let's go.
This is one of those doubleheader Mondays.
Yeah. Why are they doing it on the second week of the season?
We had one of those. Was it last
Okay,
year?
so let's
Before?
look at this.
Not this year.
Yeah.
So like Genty tonight's minus 120 for a TD. O'Marion Hampton's minus 110. Everybody else is plus receptions. I want to see that. So who's the comp? Who's the comp for Olave? Lad McConkey?
No.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
McConkey's a lot better than Olave right now.
Well, we know
Agree,
that,
but your number one receiver is going to have the highest total for reception.
Yeah, I guess so.
So McConkey minus 146 for him is 70 plus yards. No, he's
So
expected to
Olave's will be
better.
60 yards, but it'll be
60,
similar to
yeah.
that. But
Yeah.
it'll be similar to that.
Yeah, I mean, I think look, anything on the sports books, if you pick a straight up bet on any one player, I think it's fair because you're not going to have like you'd have to go into an alt bet to get minus 200 odds on a player doing something, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if I was like Olave 30 yards, you'd have to go alt bet.
Well, look, McConkey 5 plus catches is minus 320.
Is that an alt bet or straight up?
That's all bet.
That's alt.
That's what I'm saying. Like
He's going to be 6.5 if that's his 5 count, right? 6.5 is his total. Go to his regular total for catches. I bet it's 6.5.
yeah.
Receiving yards from McConkey over 75 is minus 112.
Yeah. So if it's a straight up bet, I think it's fair.
Total receptions
Six
under
and a half?
5.5 is plus 118. Over 5.5 minus 150. So I think
Yeah. Yeah.
So
like a
it's
straight
total
up,
6.5. Then.
as long as it's
gotta
not
be.
a single alt.
They put it at 5.5 and put minus 150.
yeah.
That's
for over.
kind of
Put it this way: if I do an alt bet, it has to be for either plus odds or part of a parlay to get the odds up. Like with Shaheed, it was an alt bet to go 30, but I paired that with AK over straight up bet and then the under straight up bet. So,
It's up to y'all. I mean, it's called Corey's Locks. So parlays
I'm with you there.
are tough
Yeah,
for
but they need to be.
locks.
It's not. We don't give them a full segment to say Olave is going to have one catch.
I feel like no, but that's not a straight up
That's
bet.
what I'm
We're
saying. I'm
saying
not gonna-
he can't go into the alternates. He bets a straight up total on a player.
or if I go into the alternate because I'm feeling spicy, it's to go the other way.
you can go higher.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But a straight up betting over 5.5 is not a guarantee.
I won't use the alt to make it more lockable. How about that?
Okay.
I think that's fair.
We'll try it out this week.
But would you not let him bet the Saints money line at minus 150 in a straight up bet?
That won't
I
happen
would
this year.
absolutely
But
let him bet that.
That's what I'm saying.
Anything involving
So,
the Saints winning, he
like,
can bet that all week.
just-
I don't think I'll.
Hypothetically, the Jets game at the
Look.
beginning of the season would have been about minus 150 for the Saints because we were like 2-point favorites.
Yeah, it might be safe to say I've blocked the money line's number, so it won't be calling again. But yeah.
They shut down. It was a landline. It's no longer around.
Yeah, it's gonna have to. It's trying to send a fax.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, cool. We'll try that way out this week. So
we got to start. We got to get one. Then we can increase the spiciness as we start a little bland.
He's fiending for that one lock, man.
He needs it.
We got to get one.
He's the Caleb Williams of locks.
I understand how Rattler felt in that press conference now, when everyone's like, "What's going on?" It's like, well, I'm fucking trying, dude.
I'm doing my best. It's just not very good.
I'm betting on this team.
All right. Well, you got a couple of days.
Yeah.
Go get in the lab. Come up with whatever you can come up with.
The lab.
Yeah. Yeah.
Got a great lab. It's clearly.
I'm ready for this press conference. You ready for the tough questions?
We'll see.
Actually, maybe we can get Paul to call in with some questions.
We'll open the lines. I mean, I don't know if we can take live calls. I'd have to get in the lab to figure out how to do that. But hit us up. You got if you
want
listen,
a live call in from Brother Maul.
If you're listening, you got our numbers. Text us. If you're on the Discord, shoot us a message. Hashtag press conference. I think we can look them up that way.
I don't think we need to hashtag it.
I'm not looking through all the messages between Tuesday and now.
Just need to let people leave voicemails about how much money they've lost on your locks.
We could do it. Yeah, we could do it. Hold the Mayo style. Yeah. Am I live?
I don't know if you have the Chalmette accent for that.
No one's got the I'm live accent. That dude's special.
Yeah. Well, cool. I've got nothing else. Do you have anything else?
I think that's it.
I'm good.
Anything else?
No.
I'm off to the lab after this.
There you go. We'll go ahead and wrap up this episode. We'll be back on Friday with the preview episode for the Seahawks game, where we'll be wearing the color rush, and maybe you have to wear all white Friday.
I could do
Can you
that.
pull that off?
I think I could do that.
We'll bring the color rush helmet back into play.
I could find. Got a white jersey. I don't have the color rush jersey, but we'll figure it out.
The early line on that is -7.5 for the Seahawks.
Wow, could be worse.
You are such an optimist this year. I love it. That's not great. All right.
And with that, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you for listening to the 28-3 podcast. Who dat?
Who dat?
What a comeback!